I just want to. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It Tuesday. Sis, this is not your average live stream. This is where talk meets strategy and we say the quiet parts out loud. So every Tuesday, I spill the financial truths, mindset resets, and the boss up moves they conveniently forgot to teach our parents, our schools, and our community. We are sipping mimosas and dropping the kind of knowledge that builds a legacy, not just survival. So let me say something that might make people feel uncomfortable. Financial struggles in many families did not start with bad decisions. It started with blocked opportunities. And if you are new here, I'm SaVita, the Olivia Finance. For over 6 years, I know, right? It seems like it's been forever. I have helped people who did everything they were told to do with money and still ended up overworked, underprotected, and one emergency away from crisis. Because the truth is, most people are not broke because they're irresponsible. They're broke because nobody ever showed them how money actually works. And some systems were never designed for them to win. So today we are talking about the history of the damage and the exact knowledge that breaks the cycle. So it starts with you. So today's topic, financial illiteracy, the silent crisis that's still costing us generations. Because too many people are working hard, doing their best, and not getting ahead. And during Black History Month, we are telling the whole story. So, in this episode, we are unpacking why financial struggle in many families did not start with bad choices but blocked opportunities. How systems like redlining and exclusion from banking, I know, right, shaped generational wealth gaps. What happened when institutions like Freedmen's Savings Bank collapsed and erased Black savings? How thriving communities like Black Wall Street were destroyed, and what that lost costs today. And why shame keeps people silent about money and how education breaks that cycle. The exact knowledge that transforms survival into stability and into wealth. So here's what's on deck every week. Money moves and matter, not just save your pennies. We are talking income protection, tax awareness, debt elimination, investing basics, and building wealth your last name can live on. Mindset detox. Struggle is not a personality trait. Confusion is not your destiny. And nobody taught me. It stops today. We will have unfiltered conversations, financial trauma, rebuilding after loss, mistakes nobody warned you about, industry nonsense that keeps people stuck. I say what other professionals tiptoe around because you deserve clarity and not coded language. Live coaching and viewer Q&A. Bring your real questions, your messy middle, your I feel behind moments. So whether you are starting over, catching up, or protecting what you built, this space is for you. I am SaVita, money maven, your strategist, and Olivia Finance. I'm a Navy veteran, got that MBA, Black woman with receipts. So my mission is to help you bounce back better, build wealth based on facts, not fear, move with confidence instead of survival mode. So let me start it like this because somebody needs to hear this. Financial literacy did not start with you. And if nothing changes, it will not end with you. So there was this time in the country when learning to read could cost Black people their lives. Owning property was restricted. Access to banks was denied. Entire communities were blocked from building wealth through policies like redlining. Money knowledge was not just missing, it was withheld. Even successful Black institutions like Freedmen's Savings Bank, created after the Civil War to help formerly enslaved people save money, it was collapsed and was wiped out. So the savings of tens of thousands of Black families. So that was generational wealth that was just beginning to form, vanished almost overnight. So for many families, there was just not a trust, financial stability. It was not just a financial loss, it was a loss of trust in banks that lasted for generations. So when people say, why don't they just save? History answers that question. Black history is full of brilliance, resilience, innovation, and community wealth building, but it is also full of interrupted progress. Thriving communities like Black Wall Street in Tulsa were destroyed, eliminating businesses, homes, professional networks, and generational assets in a matter of hours. Insurance claims were denied. Rebuilding, they faced obstacles. Compensation was minimal or non existent. Decades of progress disappeared in less than a day. Now, that loss, it was not just physical property, it was momentum, it was inheritance, opportunity, and stability. The trauma. Now, trauma like that shapes financial behavior across generations. Some families learned to distrust institutions. Some learned to spend quickly because stability never felt guaranteed. Some never saw examples of investing, estate planning, or tax strategy. So if nobody taught you, that absence did not happen by accident. Let's talk about the disturbing reality today. Let's talk about what financial illiteracy looks like today. Millions of working adults live paycheck to paycheck, even with decent incomes. Debt stress fuels anxiety, health problems, and relationship breakdowns. I think I heard someone say that money problems are the number one reason for divorce. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna just pause for a moment because I dealt with that nonsense. But anyway, one emergency can collapse an unprepared household. Just one. Entire industries profit from confusion about money, credit card interest, overdraft fees, predatory lending, high cost borrowing disguised as convenience. I read somewhere that you can set up your rent to be like on a pay system or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I personally would not trust it, because what happens when you don't have the money to pay your rent and they were supposed to pay your rent and your rent don't get paid? So yeah, I don't trust that. That's just me. I'm just sharing my opinion. Oh boy. So these systems generate billions from people who are not reckless, just underinformed. Schools taught algebra, not taxes, not asset protection, not investing, not generational wealth, not how your money grows, not the rule of 72, not how taxes play a big part in your money. And it's not about how much you make. I always say it's about how much you keep. And the shame keeps people silent. If this is opening your eyes or putting words to something you have felt but never understood, go ahead. Like, not for me, for the algorithm, because there are some systems out there that profit from confusion, and these are the ones that also decides what information gets amplified. So when you engage, you help push real knowledge to people who may never go looking for it on their own. And if this is hitting close to home, type breaking cycles in the comments so I know who is serious about changing their stories. Why people feel paralyzed. Let me ask you this. Now, how many of you feel like you should know more about money by now? There are so many things that I have learned since I got into the financial services industry, and I was told it is my responsibility to share. So that's why I created Let's Talk About It Tuesday. I know, right? Yeah. Most people are not irresponsible. They are undereducated in a system that assumes you already know. Shame prevents questions. Silence preserves confusion. Confusion preserves vulnerability. Education breaks that cycle. Now, I did not learn this just from textbooks. I learned it from life, going through a divorce, being in the military. It was a whole bunch of stuff, but life experience. I learned a lot from life, from struggle, from rebuilding, from refusing to stay broken. I don't give cute tips. I solve money problems. I turn that confusion into clarity, control, and cash, because financial peace is not luck, it's a strategy. Financial literacy can be learned at any age. You do not need to be rich to start. You need to start to become rich in the options. The fundamentals that change everything. Know where your money goes. Spend less than you earn over time. I know, right? Eliminate high interest debt. Build an emergency fund. And then you protect your income with insurance. Invest consistently for the long term. Understand taxes before they surprise you. These are not just tips. These are stability tools. Crisis shields. Crisis shields. Legacy builders. Financial literacy, it restores something deeper than wealth. Choice, stability, convenience, security, generational impact. So what was blocked historically must now be built intentionally. Nobody is coming to fix it for you. But nobody can stop an educated household either. So before you leave, do not sit with this information alone. Like this and more families, see solutions, not just struggle. Comment one money lesson you wish someone had taught you sooner. Share this with your group chat, your siblings, your parents. I like to call them mama and them, your money team. Follow or subscribe if you want strategies that build security, not just motivation. This is how we break the cycle of silence. This is how we survive. And if you are serious about doing something different, comment legacy as you drop. If you are serious about doing something different, comment legacy so you stop consuming information and start applying it. Do not gatekeep freedom. Financial literacy today is a survival skill, just like reading, just like writing, just like knowing how to protect your health. You cannot control history. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control what opportunities were denied before you, but you can control what happens next. Preparation is power. Knowledge is protection. Action is liberation. So choose one action this week. Track every dollar you spend for the next 7 days. Learn one new money skill. Have an honest money conversation in your family. Start building a plan instead of winging it, because Black History Month is not just about remembrance. It's about reclamation. Reclaim what's yours. We are not inheriting struggle. We're building legacy. And as always, I love God. I love people. And I love to have fun. Holla, peace, and namaste. And if no one has told you today, I believe in you. Until we meet again.